welcome back to the layout. It's been quite a while since the last update. I have been working on the layout and there are a few little jobs that have been done, so I will share those with you now. This probably will be the last layout build video because the layout is pretty much now complete. No layout's ever complete, but now going forward it will just be the odd little job, a little bit of detail here, a little bit of detail there, but I will take you through all the things that I have done since the last video. Regarding the rolling stock, over the last few weeks I have been taking various freight cars inside and doing a bit of weathering. It's only quite light, but I have done each car. Just been taking 2 or 3 cars in at a time and giving them a quick fade effect with the airbrush, and then just a little bit of grime on the underframes and the roofs. Now, generally speaking, freight cars were kept a little bit better during this period. Quite a lot of new freight cars coming through, and generally everything was kept up together quite nicely. Obviously no graffiti or anything back in the 50s, so all the main freight cars have been weathered to some extent, whether it's just a light fade or a little bit heavier with the muck and dirt. I have also been weathering my locomotives. The first one done is my L1S. Tried to keep it subtle as much as I could. It's a loco that obviously is in daily use, so it's cared for but not necessarily clean. I've also got an H10 on the workbench at the moment that I'm weathering as well. That'll also be in a sort of typical 50s, sort of quite dirty but still mechanically sound condition. The pier terminal now is pretty much done. I've done a bit of an interior in there, finished all the lighting, so that is now complete. Various boxes and crates and a little forklift and some people in there working away, so doesn't really stand up to too closer an inspection, but there are some old Afra and Blue Box cars in there just sort of blocking the view, and doors open ready to be loaded or unloaded as the case may be. Like I say, doesn't stand up to too closer an inspection, but you can just see in there and see there's a little bit of life going on. It's a big building. I didn't want the space to be completely wasted, so it is quite nice to model a bit of a scene inside there. Whilst we're at this end of the layout, there are a few odd little jobs that I finished. I've put rail stops at the end of the crane track. The pier wall is pretty much complete, all installed and glued in place. I have added from the Wolfer's crane kit the various points where you would tie up the ship. I don't know what they're called, not a nautical guy, so I do apologise. And I've also done the water, that is finished. So that was polyurethane varnish, quite a few coats, and then the Woodland Scenics water ripples from their surface water effects. So quite pleased with how that's come out. Not a raging torrent of water, but not a mill pond either. I've also added just a little bit of coarse turf just into the corners where you might get some weeds growing or something like that. So quite pleased with how that's turned out. It is my first attempt at modelling water, so I think I'll definitely do it again. For a while I've been struggling to know what to do regarding the back scene. I've always preferred a photographic back scene, and with my previous layout I took various images from Street View of the area that I was modelling and with some very basic photoshopping skills managed to hash together something on a plain sky background to represent the plains of Iowa. This is my first urban layout. Was struggling to know what to do really, and I did look at various waterfront scenes in Philadelphia and New York and Boston and various places like that to find some good images to use on the back scene. I have really struggled. My photoshopping skills aren't very good, so what I have settled on is the dockside back scene from Pico. These are pretty long in the tooth now. I've been around for quite a few years, so what I've done with that is cut out the sky and a few of the buildings, and tried to cut around the cranes and the like, and I've glued that to the back scene. So that will have to do for the time being. If a better commercially available back scene comes up, I will replace it. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave the old Pico dockside back scene there. Like I say, they are quite long in the tooth, the old Pico Scenics back scenes. They are hand drawn and painted, and it does sort of show, but hopefully it doesn't detract too much from the layout. City Cab Company is now pretty much complete, so with all the guys from the service station pack working on various cars. So there's a guy at the back there gassing it up, guy at the front here just polishing the windshield, and then various guys working inside the garage there fixing up some taxis. The building itself is also now complete. I've illuminated it with a NCE light decoder. I had one left over from previous projects. So the upstairs lights are on a random timer, and the downstairs office and the garage, they're on all the time. Just to block the view into the building, I've fitted some laser cut blinds. These are from Scale Model Scenery, just needed to paint those up. And the interior is also, well, there is a semblance of an interior. I have tried videoing it. I can't very well because the windows are too small. There's carpets in there with rugs and wall coverings and doors. That is from Scale Scenes, part of their kit for interiors. I bought it for the previous layout, for all the washing machines and various appliances that were in the appliance graveyard. Also part of the kit was some other interior items, floor coverings, wall coverings, sofas, mattresses, beds, kitchens, bits and pieces like that. So reprinted that and did a bit of an interior. Like I say, it's very difficult to video. I picked up a pack of city workers, so I've got some guys collecting the trash. The garbage truck is a Classic Metalworks, I think it's a 57 Chevy, and so just got some guys picking up the trash there. Also in the city workers set was a guy down a manhole cover with another guy handing him something, so drilled a little hole in one of the sidewalks and painted it black and popped him down there. I've added various details to the streets. All the lighting is finished, so these are some street lights that were off of eBay. They're wired into a 3-volt supply, the same as the pier terminal. I've also added fire escapes and roof water tanks. Can't decide if I want another roof water tank or not on the larger building. And various street furniture and the like has been added as well. Parking meters, mailboxes, hydrants, that sort of thing. Can probably still find some more to add. I've added as many cars as I have to the streets. I do still need a few more. I do have another couple of cars coming that I found relatively cheap on eBay. Unfortunately, they're models of cars I've already have, but luckily in different colours, so they will get added to the streets soon. Do still need to give the illusion of this being a bustling city. The exhibition that I intend to take the layout to, that's in the next few weeks, so I have finished the fascia and the lighting valance. Underneath the fascia I've just glued some wooden clothes pegs. I have a couple of single sheets that are a mid-grey colour, so they'll be clipped up underneath, and I intend to support the layout on some collapsible trestles. So that's pretty much it for the time being. Couple of little jobs to do, but clean all the track and the etc, glue some buildings in, and then the layout should be ready for its first exhibition. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.